Hi, y'all. Welcome.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
It
How's
is,
everybody?
hello. It's so amazing to be together once again. And we just wanted to say hello. We help those who have experienced loss or trauma discover their personal love story through self care.
Yes. So I wanted to say real quick, this recording is amazing because we get to come to you, Baby Grace. What an awesome program that you guys are part of. No matter what your participation is, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for having us. But yeah, as Sis has said, we're coming together with our business called SOAR. We help women discover their self love story. We love on so many people out there, right? We just take care of and love on and take care of and love on. But what about you loving on yourself? So we're really, really passionate about that, right?
We're very, very passionate about that.
Yeah.
And before we get started, I just wanted to say that I really, really love you guys. I'm so excited that all of my beautiful sisters get to be with you guys. I hate that I didn't get to be there in person with all of you guys, but I love you.
Yes.
I love you guys so much.
Yes.
And I hope to see you guys at another time.
Yeah, we'll definitely be at other Baby Grace events for sure. Together.
Yes,
right?
together.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So Sis introduced us. I just kind of gave you a little bit of, our gratitude for what you do and all that. But we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves and in our other facets. And you guys will see me make up words and things don't make sense, and that's okay. But anyway, I am LaShawn Gunnels. I help women who are struggling with the loss of a loved one, a job, a relationship, a situation, grow through their grief and reconnect to their happiness with passion and on purpose. I am a certified life coach in the space of happiness coach. We go back and we try to figure out where that trauma of loss is. And then we uncover it, we peel back those layers, and we really, really tackle it because you can't move forward if you don't grieve properly. And I know that for a fact. And here's my sissy. What do you do?
So I am Amber Thompson, Pastor Amber, otherwise known as Amber the Breezy Butterfly. And my life's mission is to help those who have experienced trauma at the hands of a parent and no longer desire to live in pieces, but begin a journey of peace. And I do that through my prophetic gifting and also through the gift of encouragement.
Yes.
And so I create a safe space for others to experience the love of Christ, you guys. And so it's just so amazing that there's always darkness, but in the midst of that perceived darkness, you guys, the light is always there. And so I help those find the light in the midst of that perceived darkness. So we're super excited to bring this segment to you guys. And so this segment is about emotional self-care, you guys, and really talking to you guys about strength, courage, and grace, the grace to be able to soar, you guys, to go higher, right? So this segment is titled, Don't Litter on Our Emotional Literacy. I always love a play on words, you guys.
It's amazing. Play on words. So just keep on hooking up with us, following us. You'll learn all kinds of words. You'll learn how a play on words happen. I mean, it's amazing, but yes.
Right. It's amazing. So we always want to make sure that everybody understands the definition of things. So the definition of emotional literacy is the ability to understand our emotions. Oftentimes when people have experienced loss or trauma, they don't understand why things are going on, why their feelings and emotions are just really all over the place and very erratic. Listening to others, empathize with their emotions, and express emotions productively, right? Because that's the thing, is that, sis, you have kind of a saying or a phrase that you say about emotions. And what is that you say?
Are we quizzing me? See, and this is what she does too, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not for sure who's all going to be in the room, so I'm not going to count anyone out. She always quizzes me. I say a lot of stuff.
I put her on the spot.
Are you talking about the negative?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, what I say and what has helped me actually after I really applied this statement, there's no such thing as a negative emotion. If you are having some sort of emotion that's not serving you, that's one thing. But anything that you feel is not negative because you're not a negative being. You're a very positive being. You are God's creation. He did not create you as a negative anything. So I just want to make sure anyone who's feeling some kind of way about their emotions, about what's going on with them, that means you need to tackle that emotion. You need to face it. You need to look at it head on and say, okay, what are you trying to tell me? What's going on? What am I holding on to that keeps spewing up? Or what am I trying to put on a shelf or stuff real far that keeps coming up? You got to deal with them, y'all. And then once you deal with them, then you can move to the other side of that emotion that's not serving you. But there is no such thing as a negative emotion.
Absolutely. Which is a wonderful segue into the fact that we're never, ever wrecked, you guys. But we are carefully navigating through our emotions. Yes. So emotions have the potential to impact all, you guys, every single aspect of our lives. So it's imperative that we really take all of those thoughts captive, right? All of those thoughts captive, you guys, because all aspects of our relationships, jobs, health and wellness, right? Self-esteem and the regulation of emotions. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what we really wanted to talk to you guys about, is that strength, courage, and the grace to soar through your emotions. You guys, I know, isn't that amazing?
That just gave me chills.
I love it.
That just gave me chills, like, for real. I don't have hair on my arms, so I get chills when it's like, getting good. So, oh my gosh, yes, I love that.
So sis, why don't you really just talk briefly about how loss can litter, because really it can seem like it's just littering all over our emotional literacy, you guys. Mm-hmm. So how can practicing mindfulness really support emotional self-care in the space of helping these amazing individuals soar?
Yes. So first of all, as I had stated about the negative, no such thing as a negative emotion, practicing mindfulness is the most positive thing that you can do. For one, it gets you in the state of now. And if you read the word, if you read God's word on any level, He's a right now God, right? So it gets you in that space of being grateful and affirming amazing things for yourself, your emotions, the things that have happened in your life. You don't need to deal with that. You're just dealing with the now. So mindfulness is a way of just being present in God's presence, right? It's the present because it's a gift from God. The now is. So that's how I use mindfulness, and that's how I work with my clients regarding mindfulness. It is something that we just need to be mindful of. We need to know that right now, there's nothing bigger or better than this moment right now. Absolutely. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Regarding loss, though, you guys, listen. If you don't deal with the loss, I'm not saying cover it up. I'm not saying run away from it. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm saying deal with the loss. What do you want to see in your life regarding what's going on with you? So if you have dealt with loss, if you have experienced loss, and I mostly work with people who have lost a loved one, and I will give you my story in person. But if you've dealt with a loved one that is no longer here on earth, and you're not really dealing with it, you're just kind of wallowing in things. And I speak from experience. So you have to deal with the feelings that you're feeling right now. You have to be real with yourself in those feelings. That's part of mindfulness as well.
Yeah. And so we're here because of the Relationship Survival Kit, how to restore, renew, reset. So sis, really, how did trauma and loss kind of play into maybe your chapter in the book, sis?
Yeah. So I feel like with my particular situation, it came from daddy issues.
Mm.
So I had an amazing bonus dad, and I still have my biological dad here. Well, both of those men have been through so much trauma in their lives, they didn't really know how to be a dad. My bonus dad didn't know how to be a stepdad, how to include me, as his child. It was always go ask your mama, go be with your mama, whatever, right? And my biological dad, because of the trauma he experienced, really did not know how to connect with me either. So I found myself always chasing after love and chasing after love in the wrong places, right? Yeah. And I was going after those guys that just weren't good for me. I mean, they are good guys, but they're not good. They weren't good for me. Mm-hmm. And so when I just felt like I had to hold on, especially my children's father, wasn't good for me. We were no good together. I can say that now. He's a great guy, but he was not a good guy for me. And that's taken a lot of years in practice to say these words, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I found myself in very, very toxic situations.
Right. Yeah. Which is kind of what ends up happening when you don't know that you have strength. Right? You don't know I am enough, right? Yes. Absolutely. Yes. That's where God gives us grace and his mercy, right? Yes. That's beautiful, sis.
Thank you, sis. Okay, so we got to ask you some of these questions too. You know what I'm saying? Like she always gets me. Always, y'all. Go to some of our YouTube. You'll be like, she does get you a lot. So my question to you is, I want to start with the book. Okay. So again, the Relationship Survival Kit. Thank y'all so much for purchasing. Thank you so much for reading. Tell me about your chapter. Like where's your relationship? How did you survive through the things that you wrote about? Just give us an example. Give us a couple of nuggets.
So my chapter in the book is titled The Perfect Gentleman with Peace. Mm-hmm. And part of my testimony is going from pieces, P-I-E-C-E-S, to greater peace, P-E-A-C-E. And it talks about relationships. And so I'm not going to give it away because that would be kind of a spoiler alert. Yeah. But what I would like to say is that it's a culmination of all of what I thought at the time were relationships in my life.
What were they?
They were situationships.
Oh, situationships. Have you heard of that?
Yes. Yes, because really biblical principles are that it should be God first, then self, which is, we talk a lot about practicing self-care, you guys. It is very, very difficult to be in a relationship with anyone else when you don't love yourself, when you don't put God first, because he is love, right? And he should be our first love story.
Absolutely.
He is the greatest love story of all. And so I didn't know that because I had experienced trauma at the hands of a parent. My dad, I experienced sexual trauma beginning when I was a young child. And so because of that, I didn't love myself, you guys. And so what I thought were relationships with these amazing people, because it was not about them. It was about the fact that the sense of safety and security had been breached at the hands of a biological parent. Yeah. And so I was chasing after family. Yeah. I didn't ever have that. And so my whole life I was in all of these situations chasing after the idea of family. And so that's what my chapter is about in the book. And what ended up happening was a lot of heartbreak, because what tends to happen, you guys, is that hurt people hurt people. Yeah. Good people, right? Because I'm a good person. Yeah. And I just didn't know that I was enough. And so what ends up happening is it's almost like putting a weapon in someone's hand. And so because you're broken into pieces like I was, praise God that I'm healed and I've been set free from that. But I became this weapon. And so I had like a body count. I became like an assassin. And so I had this body count attached to me because in order to protect myself from the things that had happened to me, I built up these walls and just kind of hurt people and kind of assassinated and, kind of unloaded on people along the way. And so that's the reason why I really feel like it's a task, if you will, God's journey and plan for my life and his destiny in my life to go out there and say, there is a journey of going from being in pieces to greater peace over your life, and really going through the emotions, tackling the feelings. And I still am a work in progress. So even though I'm a pastor, even though I'm a certified life enrichment coach, I have my own coach, I have my own counselor, and we're like these wonderful, beautiful onions that we peel back the layers, because what is revealed can be healed.
Yes.
And so I'm just supportive in that area of creating a safe and protected space for people like myself who are blessed and victorious thrivers. Help them soar, because you guys too are beautiful butterflies that can have a beautiful metamorphosis in your life.
That's so beautiful. I love that. What's next on our list of things to talk about?
So really, we wanted to really just kind of talk to you guys about stopping and taking a time out, because one of the things that was really brought to my attention through the therapeutic process is that sometimes when you have experienced loss and trauma, we become like these walking wounded soldiers.
Yes.
And so we talk a lot together, sis, about practicing self-care daily so that you do not become the walking wounded, right?
Yep.
So practicing it daily, because it should be something that should become a natural rhythm in your life.
Exactly.
Every single day. It shouldn't be something that is like, oh, well, I'm just going and doing that randomly. It should be like waking up and brushing your teeth or doing your hair or whatever. You should practice self-care.
Your daily routine.
Part of your daily routine. Absolutely. Yeah. It shouldn't be happenstance or random. Now, sometimes it starts out to where it's a ritual, if you will, because it's not something that you've maybe done before. So just start somewhere is one of our mottos, right? But STOP is an acronym. And so we say,
do not ask me what it means. I always mess up.
So we talk quite a bit about this, and it is talking about just doing a head to toe assessment of the body. Yes. And so stopping the stressors is the S. T are the triggers, the things that might trigger you, whether it's the environmental triggers. It can be things that are noise, because sometimes when you have experienced trauma, there are things that are noise related. It can be things that are auditory. It can be things that are mental, emotional, psychological. It can be things that are physical triggers that are in the environment. The O is for observe. So you're just observing the data that you're collecting. And then the P is for pause. Just take time to pause and think about the data that is collected, and then take a time out. So sis, talk to them about taking fibers.
Yes, fibers are so vital. So part of my daily routine throughout the day is to take a fiber. And depending on how stressful the day is, like if there's a lot of work, because I have a day job as well, right? If there's a lot of work and a lot on me, we just got through with a huge project. So fibers were taking a lot. It depends on what the day's like, is how many I take. So what a fiber is where you just get away. You get away from that environment, as Sis was talking about. You get away from the circumstance, whatever that thing is, and you just go and you do some deep breathing, go take a walk, go sit outside, do what will serve you. See, what I've noticed with us ladies especially, and gentlemen, do not, be offended if you're in the room, but I know women just kind of stay in it because we're not natural fixers. But if something is off, or from an emotional perspective, our nurturing spirits rise up. And so then we're just like, oh, we got to stay in it and stay. No, you're not doing yourself any good. Get out of it and go walk. Go make a phone call. Go do your deep breathing exercises. just understand that you need to step away and give yourself permission to do that. And all you need is 5 minutes. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, in closing,
Yes.
we would like to really just talk to you guys a little bit about how you can get in contact with us.
Yes, I meant to be putting this up there all the time, but I forgot. So yes, we would love for you if you're interested in, because Amber and I are local, as you can see, our sisters here, they're from Georgia. But if you ever need to talk with them, I'm sure they're going to give you their information as well. But Amber and I are here in the Kansas City area. To get a hold of me regarding loss, if you feel like you need that one-on-one coaching, or you have a group, your family, that wants that coaching from me, you contact me at legacyoflovecoaching.com. There's a black button at the top of that website that says Discovery Call. It's free. We get on the phone. We just have a conversation like this, video-wise. If you need to talk to my sis regarding trauma, oh my gosh, her program is so super amazing. It's an 8-week program that you go through. She's very strategic, but very spiritual. And like she said, she is also a pastor. Please email her at Amber the Breezy Butterfly. So I'm going to leave these up on the screen as we say our goodbyes. Of course, I'm here in the room with you, so I could definitely give you the information while I'm here. And of course, I have brochures and things of that nature to hand out as well. So
absolutely. And we just want to thank you guys so much for having us.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much for supporting Kingdom Businesses and Kingdom Visions. It's just amazing. And I just encourage every single person in the room, have the strength and the courage to just really gift yourself grace to grow. Right? Give yourself grace to grow and to soar, you guys, because you deserve to discover your own personal love story, right? Because it helps you just to be better, right? Because when we're better for others.
That's it.
Right?
You got to start with self.
Yeah.
Mask on face first.
Absolutely. It's time to soar.
It is.
Yeah. So wonderful.
So you ladies have the best rest of your Saturday ever. And this is how we end things. You know why?
Because you can.
Bye, we love you guys. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Bye.